north. Come on down, check us out through the big window and watch the show or listen to it as you are right now. Um, we are an RCO. We'll Work for Recovery is an RCO, which is a recovery community organization. We are a resource center. We've got peer recovery specialists. We've got we have a group that comes in here once a month called Gene Quest. I had them on the show, but they hand out new pairs of jeans. They have hundreds of different sizes, all the pairs. Like we've got racks of clothing down here. There's food. There's job stuff. Like we are a resource spot. So come on down here and you can get connected through that stuff. But there's so many different things going on at Will Work for Recovery. Every night of the week we've got meetings. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are a bigger meeting. Wednesdays at 5 p.m. there's a men's meeting and a women's meeting, which I suggest to check out. Other than that, we're just doing so many things. Wednesday night we've got Rule 62 podcast, which is an open door show. This show, throughout the summer, I've switched it up where the first 2 Fridays of the month it's an open door show, just like the Wednesday show. You can come in here and share some of your story with Kevin. Otherwise, if you want to be a guest on the show with me, just reach out to me. My number's going across the top of the screen, and we can get you scheduled. Like the show we're going to have tonight, it's going to be amazing. Like, buckle up. Other than that, like I always stress this is like if you're struggling, if you're going through it, if life's showing up, like get connected. Come on down, be part of, not apart from. Like there's a lot going on down here, and you're worth it. Like you're gonna hear some stories in recovery that'll just let you know you're not alone. You don't have to be alone through this. Took a while for me to recognize that, but once I did realize like I'm not alone and I don't have to be alone, like my life changed, and it's here for the taking. They talk about that, like don't leave before the miracle happens. I'm just like buckle up because it's about to get real, but it is it's a change, and like we're not always comfortable with change. I know I wasn't, but I had that gift of desperation. So we're not here to hear my story. We're here to talk about what you're about to embark on. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Share this show. We are on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and trying to break through to all them different platforms. But as always, like if you are struggling, please reach out. Dial 988. Call Intergroup. Come on down here tonight till about midnight. Big O's doing recovery-oke. Like that's really taken off, and people have such a blast singing karaoke. So get involved. Stay tuned. You're about to hear it. Okay, everybody. Hiya, hiya, poo beep boo. All right, let's go live. Come on, baby. You want to hear me? Can you guys hear me? Nobody. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. We're back. I had to stick around. Booting over there. Damn, people keep popping and bopping too. So I'm just waiting. All of a sudden, we should just hear it start on my phone. I don't feel like such a like. blacked out. So bear with us, everybody. Bear with us. We appreciate you now with the 800 viewers now.
Yeah, right.
It's banging up there, but see, when I go earlier, more people will hop on because usually it's later. There we go. So, welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna hurry up and have him tell his story before we lose our audio again. No, I'm joking. I do apologize, and if it boots out again, just let us know. I really can't listen to the show while I'm interviewing, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best to stay on point with this. I use your guys' feedback on knowing where I'm at with this because I just want to hear their story and pay attention. All right, enough of that. I got it in my ear now, and we're hearing it. It's weird. I got that delay, so I'm hearing myself from like 3 minutes ago, and it's hard to stick with it. But
we'll take it out your ear.
I know, but then I don't know if we lose audio, and I get you in the middle of a great part of your story. And I'm like, ah, shit, hold tight. Check it out. Who are you, young man?
I'm Zavon.
Welcome to the show, Zavon.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Just kind of some backstory history before I even have Zavon get into it is, how long have you been clean?
4 years and some months.
Check this out. 4 years and some months. I've known Zavon for 4 years and some months.
Yeah.
I know Zavon from my men's meeting on Thursday nights at New Hope, Alano, which I imagine you might hear a little snippet about that place. But other than that, there you go. I've laid the road down for how I know our guests tonight. And with that said, Zavon, what we do on this show is have people come on, share their experience, strength, and hope. Yeah. So that's just basically like how it was like growing up. A lot of times people think like this is what made you who you ended up being. Or like, I'll use an example. We had this guy, Craig, on, who you know, relative.
Oh, Greg.
Greg. You I say Craig? Yeah. But basically, like, he explained what it, because, you know, he's been in this for so long. And you heard his story. But, like, he explains, like, what the childhood was like, some of the traumas, whatever, which he believes led him to, you know, just that whole thing of brought you to where you're at. But we try not to spend a ton of time on horror stories, whatever.
Right.
So just tell us what it was like for you growing up and, you know, to how things started evolving into issues and and I'll do my best not to interrupt. With that said, let's hear it.
Hey, I'm Zavon. And so for me growing up, let me see. My life was great. I mean, I was one of the spoiled kids, even though I grew up on the south side of Chicago. My dad tried to give me whatever he could afford or whatever I can ask for. But they did drink a lot. And, you know, growing up on the south side, I had to kind of learn like how to jump. I call it jumping from world to world. So coming up, I had to be the kid that go to school. I was the kid that hung out on the block. I had to know how to be the kid that come home and ask dad for a quarter and have a pocket full of money in his pocket from running the streets and as a kid.
Yeah.
Drugs and alcohol wasn't really in my life, but I'd seen a lot of it. It's like you see people drinking and you don't think about like, oh, they're getting drunk. Because it made it like it's an everyday thing.
It was a way of life.
Yeah, they just like, they went to work, they worked hard, and they started drinking.
Construction, like everybody, like
yeah. I followed the.
But your dad, he was construction too.
My dad was, because all of my uncles, Greg, you know, my dad, and the other 5. So we had 5 bricklayers, a laborer, and an excavator.
You got a whole company.
Yeah.
So growing up, like they hit your pops, like you saw people drinking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it was just normal.
Just normal. They will go to work, come home. They'll all come to my house or one of the brothers' house, and they would drink beer.
South side of Chicago, is it rough?
Yeah. Well, Chicago used to be a really fun town.
Okay.
You know, like when I was coming up, everybody knew everybody. It was the city of Chicago was like a neighborhood. Yeah. It was like you know,
community or whatever.
Yeah, like that parent up the street would be like, I'm gonna go tell your parents, and you know, you act right. But but when I noticed when the neighborhood changed, around when Scarface came out
Okay.
and the crack rock, everybody then got the picking sides.
Crack epidemic hit.
Yep, and everybody got the picking sides. Like, I'm on this side now. We can't be friends. No, I'm serious. Like the neighborhood.
You mean like
gangs started forming.
Yep, yep.
People started like, no, this is my block. You go back to your block and things like that. So coming up was rough, but it was fun. It was so much fun. Like we catch the L, and so one fun part, Chicago had this thing called super transfers on Sunday.
Okay.
It cost $1. You could ride anywhere.
And the L is a above ground train, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So you could ride the L, you could ride the city bus. I mean, wherever you wanted to go, all day Sunday on one fare. And we would go to the mall, we would go to the movies, we would go wherever we wanted to go. And I mean, it was real fun. Even growing up, even once I got from a kid, like just jump to like high school, it was fun. It started getting a little more, you know, you're getting bigger, and then it's getting a little more rougher, like, you know, because you're dealing with, you're stretching out further, you know, so, you know, different things happen and stuff like that, but that was my city, you know, and so when we got like in high school and stuff, I was the one that wouldn't drink. Like, I don't want to drink that shit. You know?
Well, I mean, back then looking at it, was it just like, I'm not interested in that? Or were you like, nah, I see what it's doing to other people? Like, do you know?
Well, I didn't know what it did to other people. Okay. I just didn't like the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I smoked pot. So that was my thing. I was smoking pot, and I could care less about the alcohol. So my friends would drink and I would smoke, and then we'll go to we all go to high school, right? But then that's when they start having breathalyzers. So they would get in trouble. I'd be like, I'm not drunk, but I'm high as a kite, you know? So that, I thought I was slick doing that, you know? So, you know, you learn a lot of street smarts in Chicago or anywhere growing up.
Right.
You know, right. I'll take all the book smarts in the world and trade it for a handful of common sense. But then after I got out of high school, I was working construction. I started working construction full time, and I didn't go to college right away. And I did start drinking. Like as I was drinking,
like during work time, like
no, like after work.
But once you start going to work,
I started going
that era. Okay,
yeah,
so you started,
hanging out with my dad and them and my uncles all, and you know, after work.
It was a normal thing, though.
Right? Some beer, yeah, and we'll start drinking in the house. So the thing that like really messed me up was I'll be drinking and then I wanted to smoke my weed. And like, yeah. But then it started getting worse. Like as I got older, and I started like I can remember the first time I did. My kid might be listening, but the first time I did
some drugs,
hard drugs.
Yep.
I was at a poker game with some guys from my job, and they was like, "Come on, Z, come out to our house." What? I drove out there. And growing up, when you were in the gang, you couldn't do drugs.
Right? Yeah, the frowned upon.
Yeah. You smoke anything, you do anything besides weed, we're gonna beat you up. So they we're playing poker and drinking beers, and then they pull out this plate. And I'm like, nah, no. First I'm like, nah. And then the girls came out. And that was the first time that I seen let's say Caucasian women like in thongs and high heels, and I was like, "Oh yeah, give me the plate." It's always a woman. I was like, "Oh, give me the plate." That's all it takes. I remember that day vividly.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then of course, it got worse from that.
Mm-hmm.
But so, like, I never got in trouble in Chicago, no matter what.
No consequences.
No consequences. My consequence was hiding from my dad rather than the police.
Because Pops, he was just drinking.
Pop, yeah.
Like, okay.
Pop didn't play that bullshit.
He wasn't like his brother.
No. The snitch.
Honestly, though, because the only reason I'm not airing out other business, but
Nope.
I'm airing out something that was already shared on our show.
Right. From
If
Greg.
anyone who wants to go back or whatever, but Greg did share about coming up, but he platformed your brothers or his brothers with being like, these guys taught me work ethics.
Yep.
These guys were hard workers.
Mhm.
If I could have just stuck to hard working and drinking beer, I'd have been fine.
Yeah.
But he started with the cross dressing and so on. Blah, 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 blah. It got dark.
Yeah.
But that's where that connection of me knowing some of this stuff. But I know that's why I jumped to that conclusion. Like, so your dad was the brother that he busts his ass and just would have some beers.
Yep.
Okay.
So he would
Damn white women.
like, yeah, fucking like.
I'm just joking.
But I couldn't go to the neighborhood and be like, man, let me tell you.
Right.
So that was just played out. But then dealing drugs and all of this, you're in the mix. You're doing this, doing that. I started doing the harder drugs. And you think, oh, I can hide it. I'm good.
We think that.
Yeah, you think, oh, nobody knows. They know. and you start to like crumble. But you don't see it.
No.
So doing the harder drugs and things, life started getting bad. But all the time I was doing drugs, like the whole family would be telling my dad, oh, you don't know he's doing this and doing that. Rest in peace. My dad would always be like, my boy ain't doing that. But he never asked me. He never said.
Do you think, looking back on that, do you think it's because he didn't want?
He didn't want to know.
He didn't want to know.
Mm-hmm. That was his boy. So.
And but like, and I'm jumping to a conclusion,
Yeah.
but like you disappointing him would have been like the most punch bit for you, right?
Yeah.
Like that'd been the hardest to know I disappointed Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yep, you're hiding things, thinking you're being slick.
Thinking you're being slick. And so fast forward. All right, now I'm into the heavy drugs. I'm carrying a gun everywhere I go.
Living that life.
Living, the dumb life.
Mhm.
But you don't see it then. You think that, hey, I got a pocket full of money. I'm doing this. I'm making moves.
Well, and you normalize it
nobody
because of your surroundings too,
Yeah.
right?
And
Okay.
nobody gonna know. And so my fast forward a little further. I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
drugs.
no, you go ahead. I think
but-
you laid down the. Go ahead.
Enough about the drugs.
Yeah,
but I want to go back to like when I first started working.
Come on.
I was like so like all the things my dad had taught me. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, so,
Audience, if you want him to speak up, let me know. I can raise him up. But no, keep going.
so like all the things my dad was trying to teach me, I didn't get it. I'm 16, fresh out the streets,
Right.
and he used to tell me, well, first, before he got me my first construction union job, he woke me up one day. It was a Saturday morning. He said, get your stuff on. I'm like, where we going? And but I'm still putting my clothes on because he ain't play. And he took me to Checkers,
The auto spot?
the burger place.
Checkers, the fast food. Okay.
Yeah. So he took me there. And he went in with me. He asked the manager, "You hiring?" And they was like, "Yeah, you can fill out this application." I filled it out. He talked to the manager. He was like, "If you get him a job, I'm gonna give you my phone number. I need to know if he show up late. I need to know if he give you attitude. I need to know like if he ain't coming to work."
All in front of you too.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
was like, "I need to know all this, right?" I'm like, damn, I'm saying to myself, like, damn, it's jail. But I didn't understand what he was doing.
Right.
6 months. He was like, you got to work there for 6 months before I bring you to a construction site.
Oh, he was okay. Smart.
Yeah.
That's
So he
But
was
at the
like,
point
you
in
gotta
time,
show-
you weren't
I
looking
didn't-
at
no.
right.
He was like, you got to show me you're going to keep a job.
Right. You're gonna get with those big
And
boys.
the day of the 6 months, he hugged my neck. He said, he walked up there, told the manager, yeah, he's done. And we went to work. Like I was called everything but Devon.
Okay.
Working, right? But at the time, I used to go home crying, telling my mom, "Mom, he cussed me out in front of all the white people." And he told my mom, I'm thinking my mom could do something, right?
Right.
He told my mom, "Yeah, but I'm gonna cuss his stupid ass out again tomorrow."
So, I mean,
if I have to tell him
right.
the same thing over and over and over.
Right. And it's 101 tough love. Looking
Yeah.
back at it, Pops was showing you tough love.
But at the time, I didn't know.
No,
That's what I'm
we're
saying. Like,
kids.
yeah. But I'm thankful he did, because once I grasped it and learned it, and when I figured out masonry is nothing but numbers,
Right.
took off. And then he saw me starting to get good. Then I started to get great at it. But the drugs started. Well, no, not on the drugs then, but later on the drugs started. So, but before he passed, I did get vested in the union, Bricklayers Union. So I did like 20 years.
Nice. I didn't know you did
Yeah.
that much. Yeah.
I did from 16 to like 36. And no. 16 to like, when did I come here? 30. So it was like 16 to like 27. Because we were getting 2 credits a year. I got 20 credits. So that makes you vested in the Bricklayers Union. So
Beyond a tenure.
whatever it is,
Right.
I got a pension coming when I'm done.
Because what is it, 11 or 13 or 14 credits is we're at that point
Yeah.
where now you're
vested.
yeah. And you know what, like what you've shared about, not to sit and backtrack, but I like that what you're saying Pops did. Like, nope, because he could have just brought you right in because he had the key to the gate.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you're gonna have to earn this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like kudos. And yeah, of course, at the time you're like, you're not hearing. I get it. We're kids.
You're right.
So okay.
So
You got a good work that Pops. Yeah, you went through it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But when I got good at it, I could see the proudness on his face. Like I could see jobs we own, and he'll be like, "See, grab that corner." And I'll be like, "Why I gotta grab all the damn corners? So let me sit in the middle of the wall and smoke cigarettes and bullshit, But I didn't see it. But now I know. Like, but then he passed, and then I got my what was it? My 20-year gold pendant.
Yeah.
It's a gold trial they give you.
You get from the union. Yeah.
And when I got it, I put it on his suit.
And he was buried with.
He was buried with it.
Uh-huh.
So, and then he did see me become a foreman and run work before he left here.
Proudest day for him.
Yeah, he sat in the parking lot and he was like, "Okay, I see you." He sat there for like 2-3 hours watching me run the show. And I seen him in there crying and stuff, but
I was just in like a father's moment. You already know, like we're on the same page, but for people listening, type of deal, like, all right, now with this type of stuff said, like, where were we at in our life of chicanery? Did Pops ever see you falling off? Did he ever have to witness that?
Yeah, towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, I haven't heard your story, so probably no, it wasn't even a real fall. I
know when he. See, that's the thing. It's I always had street smarts where I could always I don't always got the bills stay afloat, but I could always get by.
Right.
And sometimes I couldn't. Sometimes I'm homeless. Sometimes I'm sleeping on my sister's floor.
And that's all because saying these things where you're like, sometimes this, that, the bad stuff, Is it all a direct result of your use?
From music,
Okay.
from using and drinking and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So, when my dad passed, my mom, so his family like stole his pension, stole all that shit, right? Stole his furniture at the house. Anyway,
This grimy stuff.
yeah. So that's when my cousin Daryl, he lives here in Minnesota too. He was in Chicago. He was like, "Oh, come to Minnesota and we can." He was like, "My wife could get you a house and you could do this, you could do that." And I'm full fledged in my mess.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, cool, whatever.
On my way.
And when I first got here, I never worked. I didn't work. I was like, I'm hanging out. I'm
You touched down and it was go time.
go time. Yeah. New state, nobody knows me. They'll never know.
Right. No, right.
Until they did know. But yeah, so then I lost that house because we used to have the after parties.
Yeah.
Over north.
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was some fun. It was some fun times in the house.
Right.
I only had it for like 5-6 months or whatever.
Well, a lot of people don't understand from the outside looking in. They're like, "Oh, that life must have been." There's a reason we ended up doing it so long.
Well,
like there were some fun things. It just got to that point where it was unmanageable. Whatever. We
Yeah.
recognized the consequences outweighed any. For me, I
Yep.
can't speak on you,
Nope.
but so okay, you got to Minnesota.
Mhm.
Like you had a good set up thing, but kind of sounds like things got burnt down because of our partying and drinking and drug. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I'm coming there.
Come on.
So get to Minnesota with I'm still full fledged, right? I'm flying back and forth to Chicago,
Jumping off packs.
all this stuff, right?
Yep.
And then so I had met this girl and she had some money. So she would be flying me back and forth to Chicago almost every weekend, right? I would rest in peace, cuz my cousin would take me to the airport, right? I would leave with nothing, like just my shoes.
Right. The clothes on your back.
When I come back, I got duffel bags of clothes and shoes and everything. And they like, who are you? So
I
I got
mama.
look, I got the big head. It's like, what? Y'all don't know who I am. You know what I mean?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You pop your collar and
Yeah,
all of this stuff like
facade.
that, right? But you're putting on a big ass facade,
Mm-hmm.
knowing I'm looking for for my gadget.
Yep.
So and then I lost that house, but I had met a girl, my kid's mom, and I moved in with her, and her mom was staying with her, so I moved in with them.
Yeah.
That's where my 2 kids come from, Sunshine and well, yeah. Hold on, back, rewind. I had 2 kids in Chicago, my daughter Bonnie and my son Zavon.
Okay.
Got 2 different moms. Here, so fast forward back to the party, I met their mom, and then I had 2 kids with them. So right around the time that my daughter was being born, that's when that place started. The vacation.
Consequence. The unwanted vacations.
Yeah. So it was like I got 3 felonies, like boom, 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 within like 6 months.
Ooh.
And they were so lenient with me, like, so all right, I gotta tell the story. Because it pops up. See, that's why I'm like,
why we get to do this.
So I caught the 3 felonies, and then but on the 3rd felony, right? I didn't do it.
Like legit
didn't do it. And so at first I'm fighting it in the county, and then they were like, "Oh, but it was aggravated robbery and aggravated assault, right?" I'm like, check the cameras on the streets.
Right.
I didn't do this. And then they were like, the first time I went to court, they gave you the public defenders, and they was like, "Oh, they're gonna offer you a year and a day." So I'm like, "Oh, they ain't got shit on me." Yeah, no, I ain't taking it. Let's go to court.
Let's go.
I went back to court, and prosecutor was like, "Nah, you tough. You got 3 felonies in 6 months, right? We offered you a year today. Now we're going for the max, 98 months."
Ooh.
I was like, wait
Wait a second here. Pump and brakes.
how long is that? I started doing math.
That's like, what is that? 8 years? 9
Yeah.
years? Oh,
And
it's gross.
yeah. So the judge, so all right, that when they told me what they were going after, right? I went back to my cell and everything, right? They let me out a week before sentencing, right? Because that's just what they were going after.
Right.
The judge gives me the sentence. So my daughter Sunshine was being born, and they gave me a furlough for 1 week. It was like, if you don't come back, you get every day that they're asking for.
Right.
So they let me out.
Now, I don't even need bail. That's not, yeah, I get it.
They're like, you're going to get every day that the state is asking for if you don't come back.
Right. Ooh.
So I went to see Sunshine be born and all that, right? Came back. Wait. So when I went to go see my daughter born, I'm missing something because how did I get her pregnant with Vod? Well, no, when I first started going to jail, I was fighting the case before I knew at the time, right?
Right.
And they let me out for the week, let Sunshine be born, right? So I'm still in the county fighting the case.
Yeah.
I think I went to the workhouse or something. Oh, I did. I went to the workhouse, and they was like, "Well, we're gonna let you out on work release and all of that stuff." Because I kept telling them, "I'm a bricklayer. I gotta get to work."
Right.
So they was like, "Okay, you ain't gotta sit here. We're gonna put you in the workhouse and give you furlough and all of that stuff, right?" So that's how she got pregnant by Vi. I mean, with my son. Anyway, long story short, I get to court, and I didn't get a chance to see Vi born because I was already gone.
Right.
Upset in front of the judge, he was like, 98. They were like, "We want 98 months." Okay, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm a bricklayer, got my kids and everything like this and this and this and that. And it was like, well, 98 months. Slam the gavel down. I was sick. I was like, what? I was like, can I hug my girl before I leave? He was mean. Somerville was his name. The drug counselor. I mean, the drug judge. The drug judge.
Yeah, drug court
name
judge.
was Somerville. He was like, nope, hug her and visiting in St. Cloud. So I'm walking out through the door, right? And he came back in. He was like, wait a minute. If you go to he called me back. He said, if you go to Stillwater, you go to St. Cloud, and teach some young black kids how to do the masonry trade, because they have the masonry school in there, right? They said, I'll give you 67 months.
That's still 7 years, ain't it?
No, that's like,
well, 60 months is 5 years.
Yeah.
I just go 60 months.
Yeah, 60
so
months.
Whatever. So we're talking 5+ years. So but he's also talking about knocking off 2 years?
He's knocking it out in jail. Minnesota won't every day.
Yes.
So you're on parole the rest of that time. So, I was like, cool. I was like, but I ain't got my GED, so don't worry about that. Tell you how people get done what they want, right? So I get to
St. Cloud.
Yeah, I get to St. Cloud. And
which they are closing. You know that, right?
St. Cloud?
St. Cloud. Yeah.
I thought they were closing Stillwater.
Is it Stillwater?
Stillwater they're closing. Not St. Cloud.
The one up north, not south. Whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, it don't matter. So Cloud, you're going to Cloud, yes.
And,
tell us how someone want to get something done. Yep.
So I'm in there, went through orientation and all of that, right? So they sent me a letter saying like for me to start school. So when I'm in school, the teachers, I didn't like go to regular class every day. The teachers were my tutors
Okay.
to push me. I took the GED in like 2 weeks.
The same ones giving you the test are the ones tutoring you. Okay. So basically, here you go.
Yeah, here you
Yes,
go,
okay.
your GED.
To get you
Boom.
fast track so you can start doing
to
the
the masonry thing, right? So yeah, spoiled me. Put me in B Annex.
Yeah.
And spoiled everything, right? But I loved it. I became a tutor in like 2 days at
Right.
the masonry. The
with the
instructor,
privileges that come with it too.
but the instructor was like, "Oh, I knew as soon as you picked your trial up, you knew what you were doing."
Yep.
And
Shit,
anyway.
you're a 20-year vet.
right.
Like, come on.
But I still was pissed because I'm like, I gotta sit here all these years
For something I didn't do.
right. But when I got out, and well, halfway through, and then when I got out, when I look back on that experience, it's like that was the best thing ever fucking happened to me.
Wait a sec, though. Hang on. Let me pump these brakes. So you ended up doing 64 months?
67.
Jesus.
And then what was it? 21 on I did 67, so yeah, 31 on
Damn, Z.
parole.
67 months.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back on it, you're saying it's the best thing that could ever happen because what? It got you out that life?
Yeah. Time, reading the Bible, going to church, just like
No issues in jail.
no, well, I had to slap a couple people, but nothing else. Like nothing like no,
But not
because I wasn't affiliated.
Right, I was just
like,
gonna say you didn't get
I
into
was
that
like-
life.
I was like, no, you guys shaking hands
Right.
with
And you were kind
I
of
was like,
not
you guys are shaking hands with white people. We don't do that in Chicago.
right.
I was like, what the hell is your problem?
Mhm.
But
And it's not like you were something, but you were you were up here because you were a tutor, you had different
Right.
privileges. They were counting on you to basically make them money. Let's not kid ourselves.
right,
But it also was a lot of people won't, from what I've heard from guests on this show, people that have done some time.
mm-hmm.
And that's not easy time. The time might not have been rough, but that's time out your life. That was 6-7 years. You weren't free to see your kid, all those things that come with it. And unless it's someone that seems to be in this life of recovery, like most people don't be like, oh, that's the best thing that ever happened to me. You'll get Paul in here talking about 10, 15 years of time that will share, like, yeah, that shaped me into who I am.
Mm-hmm.
All these things. My past doesn't define me, but it made me who I am today. Type of deal.
Right.
So, okay.
My thing was, if I stop the hard drugs, I'm good. And through the praying and through God and all of this stuff, right? When I got out of jail, when I got out vacation, you know, they tell you a saying at the door, you're like, we don't leave the light on for you.
What a dick punch. What a dick
So
punch.
you have to walk through 2 doors, right? So the sheriff opened the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, we'll leave the light on for you. I didn't respond until I got out the second one.
I'm mad.
Like, you can cut that motherfucker off if you think I'm coming back here. But then I got out of jail and I was focused like that. I was enrolled in college.
And this was in 2020,
2011. I got out.
2011.
Yep.
Okay. So you got enrolled in college. Like
Yeah, I started going to college. I was working at Target. I met my wife in September. What was it? What's the magical date? September 11th,
yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her that night. That was crazy.
I don't know about magical night, but yeah. It's
No,
a night.
I'm
I
saying
know what
that
you're saying. Yeah.
was the
9/11.
9/11. Yeah, so in September. So I met her, and so I ended up moving in with her within like a month.
Because you were what? You're on parole still for what? Another 2-3 years?
Yeah.
They get you on parole that whole 96 months?
98.
98. Jesus.
Mhm. And when I, got out, I was focused. I was drinking beer. I was smoking cigarettes. I wasn't smoking weed.
Right. No hard drugs, no reefer.
Well, I gotta tell the truth.
Couple sniffs here and there.
Yep, there you
Couple
go.
sniffs here and there. Couple too many cervezas. The guy needed a whoop.
Yep. I did do that.
No, okay.
And then so
were they dropping on you? Were you having a job?
No, because I had a job and I was working at Target, going to school, and he was like, "Oh, I know Target is dropping you." So I'm like, "Cool." The only thing I got scared of. I'm not gonna
just whatever. Be careful how you say.
Is when I voted. Because I was voting for Obama. I didn't give a shit. I was like, well, whatever. But so
you were able to vote, huh? Oh wait, you know what though? Let me rewind this a little bit. So you get out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
You know you got these 3 years hanging on you. You meet someone who's a good person,
mm-hmm.
and you're doing all the right things. You're going to school. You're working. You're what was that other thing? You being a dad? Are you being a dad yet? Were you able to be a dad? Would they even let you in to be a dad yet?
Yeah. So I was seeing my kids and things like that.
Okay.
I was seeing them. At least every other weekend or the weekends I was
doing what you're able to, what's being allowed of you to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then, what else? So after that, seeing my kids. So I remember I had a job application because I was in college. I was going to school, and then I was working at Target, right? So I was working at Target at night, going to school from like 7 to 9:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
Going to work in the field before that. But then still going to Target. And I would leave Target from like 10 to 6.
Okay.
Some days 10 to 5, then I go to the construction job.
Right.
I know I skipped some things in there.
Okay.
It's okay. I remember let me back up. I remember I had a job interview for Aldi, right? I was excited. I was like, because Aldi was paying like $18, $19.
Oh, good.
I was like, whoa. I was like, coming up like the Jeffersons. I went through like 2 interviews, right? And it was like, you sure there's nothing you want to tell us?
Oh. We didn't talk about our 6 years on lockdown.
Yeah.
And being on parole at this time.
And they were like, is there anything you want to tell us? And I was like, no. It was like, well, who is this? I was like, all right, have a nice day.
Do you think if you would have told them, they'd have been like, okay, or no?
It's deeper than that. Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
So we're done talking about that. But all right, here's the change. So going to college and doing all the right things, I was still sniffing and fucking up, but I felt like long as I wasn't doing the hard work, I was controlling it.
Okay.
I really wasn't, but in my mind, I was, right? Fuck around, we got a house and all of that stuff.
Doing all the things.
But when I felt like my drinking and everything got out of control, I will start praying, Lord, this is a problem. How can I be normal?
Right.
What do I have to do? Help me. But I kept in my back of my mind because I asked God that before. And I didn't take his advances. And he set me down for all them years, right? I was like, I don't want to go that route no more.
I need that type of help.
I don't want to go that route no more. So I kept praying. Anyway, moved, got a bigger house. I was starting my construction company, A to Z Construction and Masonry Plug. So I was starting my construction company and everything like that, and working for one of the biggest construction companies here.
Yeah.
I worked for both of the 2 big wigs. Let me see. when A to Z started, right? I was on the road. I was working in the field and working in the evening for
Money
A to Z.
being made.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then right around COVID time, 2020, I stopped the regular job and went full time A to Z. Right.
Self-employed, doing my own thing.
Money coming in, everything's good. But I was fucking it up. I was still fucking it up. I had moved to Plymouth. I was fucking it up, going to the casino, losing money, snorting, all of that stuff, drinking, smoking weed. Like I'm off parole.
Right.
And I'm asking God, like, God, I just want to be normal. So what I started to do is start to tell on myself. Right. I ain't never called my mom and told her, hey, Mom, I'm doing drugs right now.
Right.
I want help. You know, I called my pastor, my bishop in
Right.
Chicago. I was like, I sung the DMX song on his voicemail. I was like, I'm slipping. I need to get up.
I can't get up.
I called my cousin Michael. I mean, I'm calling all these people that like I would never tell.
Right.
Because I'm exposing myself.
It's a form of holding yourself accountable at
right.
this time.
I'm exposing myself. Then I called my Uncle Greg.
I was gonna say, I guess that's a dumb question, but for anyone out there, did you know anyone in recovery at this time? Okay.
I used to pass New Hope, coming from the drug dealer house and the liquor store.
Yeah. I've heard you share that before.
And passing New Hope, like, what are they doing over there? But anyway, so
Greg was at seed, basically. Yeah. He was at seed about recovery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'd be at work and he'd be like, man, you should come. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna sit in them damn rooms and say I'm an alcoholic for the rest of my life. I love it now. You know, I'm just saying because I know what saved me.
Okay, but so that all right. Let's and this is where I like the magnifying glass and kind of pump brakes is. So you start reaching out, telling on yourself to people you would have never told on yourself to.
Mm-hmm.
What was that moment where you're like, okay, I think I want to get into this. I want to try what Unc's talking about, or come on.
All right. So I was in my basement. I could picture it. And as I'm calling all these other people, right? I literally, and I'm talking to God, and I'm snorting, and I'm doing it right here. And I'm like, God, I don't want to go back to prison. I just want to stop. I want to be normal. Mm-hmm. This was a Friday night.
Yep.
And I called Greg. And you know, he got super excited. I'm like, Doc, what's up with that meeting stuff you be going to? He was like, it's great. You know, you should come out and come to it. Hey, they got a meeting tomorrow morning. I said, nah. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, no, I ain't coming tomorrow. He was like, well, then they got a newcomers meeting on Sunday.
Yep.
I said, no, that ain't gonna work either. I said, you know what though? I said, Monday morning I'm gonna be there. And so I called him on Saturday. Well, I texted him, and he was like, I was like, I'm still coming. You know, pray for me. He texted me back. He said, we don't talk with our mouths. We talk with our
action. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, rude? What the hell? My uncle. But I got it.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, I'll be there Monday. And Monday was May 22nd. No.
Today's May 22nd.
It was March 14th, 2022 that I walked in the doors of AA. Not having a clue of what everyone heard of the big book.
Right.
Well, when I first opened the big book, it was like fucking reading Chinese. I didn't know what.
No.
I mean, because you can read it like a book, but you won't understand it. I don't think it's a book. I think it's like a textbook.
Yeah, good life.
And yeah, to help fix you.
Is that your clean date?
Yeah.
That's what we call your clean date.
Yeah.
March 14th.
Yep, that's tatted.
That boy.
Mm-hmm.
So you walked in to New Hope, Allen?
New Hope, Allen.
Monday evening meeting or morning?
So when I started, I was going to all the meetings because
I remember seeing you there.
It was in March. I wasn't
Right.
working. It was like,
I remember seeing you there all the
Yep.
time.
I was like, I'm just going to find the right meeting.
You kind of got close with Jason near the beginning, weren't you and Jason's buddies? Kind of
Jason
Harrington or no?
that's my sponsee.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was there for like a year, I think, before I met Jason.
Okay. But
Yeah.
I know you met a big guy right away, I'm sure. A big white fella who likes to sit at the table and
Yeah,
whittle wood.
that was my sponsor.
Yeah. Big
Mhm.
white fella who
Yeah.
whittles wood, who's always up there.
At New Hope.
Right there by that front door.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And I appreciate it. He took me through the book.
Hey, I know. And he I was talking to Jess about this is if you're in a position where he is someone that takes you through it for the first time and you make it through with him, because I know dozens of people who
that didn't make it with Dave.
with him
Mm-hmm.
just they're still around, but it
Mhm.
just wasn't. But if you do, like, you got a grip on this thing because he's not. You got a grip on this thing, and like he's helped save a lot. Look at Greg. Congratulations, boss. God bless you. Help somebody. We love you, Greg. But yes, it's whatever. It's what it is. The way God planned it.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in there and you going like the whole, like
whole
every
time.
day.
Yeah, I was going every day, 2-3 times a day, and because I wanted to grasp it, I wanted to understand it, and I wanted to so I was going to it, and I ended up at a Thursday meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that guy we were talking about. He said something in that meeting. Yeah. Some kid asked some question. I'm sitting next to him. And he asked some question. And all the old timers just went crazy. And the guy was like, you know the difference? Face turned red, voice got deeper. He was like, because if I was sitting at the bar and drink everything in the bar, and I'll fuck your wife. And I was like, you my sponsor, dude.
He's real.
I was like,
I mean,
you're my sponsor. I want you to be my sponsor. And yeah, because I knew I always think I'm slick. So I didn't want nobody that I could mess around.
Right. No, it was still holding yourself. It was a form of holding yourself accountable.
Mhm.
Because Dave's one of them guys that go do you then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can shut up, sit down. He's the one, and you've heard me share it in meetings, and I've always shared. There was a guy who'd always say, Tim, shut up. Just shut up and listen. I mean, I've had no one talk to me that way ever in recovery but him. There was an incident when I know I'm kind of hijacking her story, but it's valid to talk about this person. And he's just a person, and he'd be the first to say, I'm just a man. But I was accused of something, and it was a big deal to me.
Mhm.
The organization that accused me of this was someone I was doing service for, and Like at the end of the day, come to find out the person didn't accuse him was the one who did the thing that I was accused of. But I was at New Hope when I got the call about the accusation of what I was being accused of, and Dave's right there. And at this point, I only got a year. I had a year at the time, and I was bamboozled. I'm like, look, these people, this thing. He's like, did you do it? I'm like, no. He's like, shut up. I'm like, and I got this guilty conscience because I was a thief my whole life.
Right.
I'm like, but you don't get it. Like, I did this. Now he's like, shut up. Did you do it? No. He's like, then shut up. And he went with me to the spot, and they're like, okay, so what's going on? And they showed a video. He's like, he's not doing nothing here.
Mhm.
And I'm over here like, and this and that. Dave's like, Tim, shut up. Like, it was people, and I believe God places people in people's lives.
Right.
He put them in next to you to say what he said for you to be like, that's my sponsor.
Yep, I did. I said that in exact words.
And you worked this. So what did your recovery look like once you asked him to be your sponsor?
We
Like-
would meet on Sundays
Come on.
and go through the book. So the only time I stagnated them a little bit was when fourth step, because you sit in those meetings and you'll hear the older guys like, oh, I was so terrified. I'm like, stop saying that, because
Right.
you scare the newcomers
Yes.
to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And they be, oh, I was so scared the first time I did a fourth step, and just do it. I mean,
Yeah.
but I know it was a couple weeks. He'd be like, "How's that 4-step coming?" Hey, I'm working on it. You know I'm bullshit.
I'm working on it. But looking back on it, was it out of like fear you weren't doing it, or you just being?
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
oh,
It
really?
was like, yeah. Like,
No, and okay,
and then when I sat down and just said, "I'm gonna do it,"
right?
I wrote the first name down, and the floodgates.
Yes,
Just
yes.
I just got the right.
I agree with you
Right.
about that part of these people who came before us. And I get, we all share about what we felt about certain things, and I get it. But that piling on, and you're right, when there's newcomers, because I always heard that 4-step and that 9-step, I've heard all these fears about it. I'm always adamant, and I share loudly about it. It's like, I was so broken and effed up. Come on.
Right.
I wasn't scared. And I remember hearing people, all this fear, this and that. But I also heard the part about these promises, and I hear about all the freedom that's going to come from all this. I wanted it. I wanted, like, let's do this 4-step. Come on, we there yet?
Right.
We there? But I know everyone wasn't like that. And I've heard people share, like, oh, there's fear behind, like, that is a deterrent, I think. But I also had a guy come in here who's got, you know who he is. He's one of Dave's good buddy, without saying his last name, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
He
That's
came
my
in.
new sponsor.
Okay, and I love him. He just spoke. Were you there at SNL when he spoke?
Yeah.
I didn't get to meet. Did you see the 5-minute speaker? I heard she was
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
She was great. It was funny too. Side note is I was up north where I'm going to be going tonight, and I went to this Brown Beggars meeting. Or no, I shared. They asked me to share my story at this church on a Sunday night, and there was a lot of people. It was like an SNL thing. And after, this dude came up to me and said, "Do you know Terry?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I just saw him speak last night at SNL." And this blonde, she spoke before. She was like, I'm like, "Bro, that's who I was talking about in my ship. That's the girl I'm in love with." He's like, "Oh, I mean, it was just small world. I'm 3 hours up north."
That was your
Jess. That's Jess who did the 5-minute share. Just like 3 weeks ago when Terry spoke,
I know. I was
she was
there.
a 5-minute speaker. So that's who Jess is. I'll show you pictures of it.
Yeah, I know I've seen her before, but I didn't put the 2 and 2 together.
But it was just funny because after he came up to me and Terry's this good, that, blah. And then he was start pumping guns about this hot blonde. I'm like, yeah, dude, slow it up. I still let him keep going and bury himself. But I was there on a spiritual mission. But either way, like with Terry, he sat in here with what was her name? I'm so sorry if you are listening. I think Jennifer or Sarah. She was cool as hell, but he's got a big gripe with the promises. He feels, have him tell you his side about reading the promises at a meeting. He's like, as a newcomer, that wasn't, I don't want to regurgitate it wrong, but he thinks it's not, he doesn't think that he thinks it's a deal like kind of the same way you're sharing about people sharing about their fears of the 4-step. He's like, that shit's unattainable. Like a newcomer's be like, this shit ain't real. Or I can't regurgitate it the right way, but he has a thing about reading the promises. Have him tell you about it. I didn't know that. And he's real in the fam. I love them guys. So your recovery's going on. You're getting to these 4-steps, 9 steps. Have you done service work in your, like, do you do any? Or
yeah, I do. Like right now, I'm the treasurer at Thursday nights.
What is Thursday nights? You can share about
Thursday nights, the Big Book Men's Study. Big Book Men's Study. The men's Big Book Study. Thursday night at 6:30 at New Hope.
At 6:30 at New Hope. That's New Hope, Alano, 7550 Bass Lake Road. Or no, 7. It's on Bass Lake Road, New Hope, Alano.
I think it's 7,500.
Yeah. Funny story about that too is before I'd ever been to a men's meeting, I was doing an opiate support meeting on Thursday nights, and this group came in to where we were at, and they're like, "You should check out this stag meeting." Kept talking about a stag meeting. I'm like, I didn't know, and I wasn't asking. But I thought they were talking about deer, like a deer. For like 6 months, I wasn't going because I'm like, shit, deer hunting and recovery. I don't know. I guess I'll go check out this deer meeting. But they meant all men. I didn't know a stag meeting meant all men. But my recovery changed when I found that group. It was the first all men's meeting I had walked into. Up until that point, I was in mixed meetings, and I share about when I tell my story. I'm like, up until that point, I was on the wrong cycle. I was walking in meetings like, okay, no boogies, my zip is up. Look at her. See, I just was subconsciously. Right. I didn't know I was until I walked into that room with all the men and didn't have to worry about You're saying something that would offend someone. You know what it's like in that room.
Yeah.
And that's the one suggestion I always give during a share. It's like, I won't tell no one what to do in their recovery, but the one suggestion I'll give is find a meeting that relates to you. A men, go check out a men's meeting at least once. Women, go find you a women's meeting. So you are of service, and you sponsor men,
sponsored men, and
you're still in the big book.
Still in the big book every day.
So now, like, we're into the solution part of your journey. What's been the biggest gift? These are always, I got some questions that come in. What's been some of the biggest gifts for you now that you have found this life?
Being able to just focus, like being able to just to deal with life on life terms. Because sometimes, like, okay, here's an example. So if I wake up in the morning, right, I feel great. I don't have to wake up and be like, oh, I gotta go to work. No, I get to go to work. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's get it done, right? The way I communicate with my kids, I'm working on communicating, but I think I treat people a lot better with me being sober, and then
you're conscious of it.
Yeah, conscious of the way you treat people and the way you not easy to anger and things like that. So, and my main thing is what I'm on right now is protecting my peace.
Come on.
That's the number one thing in life, protecting my peace. I know how to be quiet. I know how to I'm not going to argue with you.
But that was something that you worked on to get to.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of made that a question and a statement because I know it was one of the hardest things for me. And it is still something I can find myself getting heated over, something that if I remember and just think about it, I tell my girl that I tell this girl sometimes, like, don't let no one get in your head or run space. They ain't worth it. They ain't worth it. Because at the end of the day, when I'm pissed off at someone, I'm the one affected. Bro, they're living their best life.
They don't even know that you pissed off.
No.
So
it's a weird concept, but it's such a common sense type statement. It's like, that's right. Yes, I love that. What's been some of the biggest hurdle? Oh, go ahead. Come on. No.
And then there's one more that health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Not money. Because you can have all the money in the world. If your ass sick and you can't spend it, what good is that money?
You ain't taking it with you.
So start taking care of yourself. I love it so when I stopped drinking, I had to, I'll tell you this part too. I should have said it earlier. So when I stopped drinking, I had to stop drinking, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, snorting.
Everything.
I had to stop gambling. I had to stop it all because it all intertwined.
Right.
The way my brain worked. If I was smoking cigarettes, right? Just say if I had stopped everything, but I'm smoking cigarettes. The way my brain works is if I'm putting this nicotine in my body, I could put some weed in my body.
Right.
After I smoke a weed, after I smoke a blunt or something, I'm going to want something cold.
Yeah.
Right? Too many of them something's cold.
I want something to
So after that,
I'm not going to devil's advocate this because we can get all the way down to a piece of chocolate, but some people get funny about that in your cup. Like, well, it's cigarette. Well, what about coffee? That's it. Oh, what about chocolate's you found what your health looks like.
Yep.
You found what your health looks like. And that's something that you wouldn't even probably cared about.
No. That's why I was 360 something pounds.
He said, I fall over when I try to look at my feet.
No, I was looking back at some pictures with my wife and I was like, why you didn't tell me I was there big? I was like, whoa.
That's funny.
But no, now it's like I wouldn't trade this life for anything. I wouldn't. The way my God is blessing me, and blessing my company, and just blessing the family. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's doing okay.
That's what
it's like. It looks like if I did get weak or go, it's like a slap in the face to God. To me, That's
Well, and that's kind
what I
of
believe.
that's kind of where I almost jumped to this other question, but a big one. And I know you've already spoke about it, but I'm going to ask it, even though you've already answered it.
Mhm.
Do you have a higher power? If so, how does that play into your recovery today?
He's the end of my recovery.
Come on.
I just got so all right, just a couple chapters that I'm still dealing with in the big book because I'm not gonna let you sit here and bash him in front of me.
Come on.
Like the weird Gnostics, it seems like everybody comes out when we read that chapter, right?
Yeah.
And I be telling them like, I'll sit there as long as I can. And then when I'm passionate about it,
Right.
you know, so it's like, no, that ain't how it go. And don't be telling everybody like, so the way I'm passionate about God, right? People would say, "Oh, you are scared a newcomer if you just bring up God and talk so faithful about God." Well, I'm not the sponsor for that newcomer then, because I only could tell him what saved me.
Right.
So if he can't understand that, then he can go find somebody else that's gonna sugarcoat it to him, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it to him. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Right.
I only can tell you my journey.
And that's your journey.
That's my journey.
That's your journey.
And I'm not gonna let you sit here and just dog him either, because you don't know.
Because you don't know him.
Right.
I've got a guy named Rick B who comes on this show, and he's got 40-some years, but he's straight out the book. And he'll talk about, I came into this room as a militant atheist.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he says it.
Mm-hmm.
A militant atheist. And I'm not going to regurgitate his whole story, but he is a strong believer in Jesus Christ and God and and he'll talk about, I don't have a concept of God, but I don't need one today because I do have my God. That's between me and my God.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having struggles with it, that's between you and whatever. That's
whatever
you.
Yeah.
Yes. So I get what you're saying about that. I do. I totally get what you're saying about that.
And I just look at, I mean, I don't judge people. I just try to bring them out the darkness. It's like, dude, we ain't did nothing to get sober. It's all about the grace of God that we are sober and in our right mind. Because if he let us go, we're doomed.
And that's just, listen, it might sound condescending how I say this, or like whether I agree or not.
Yeah,
I got to be middle of the road on this, but what I'm going to say is like, and that's what you get to share about what you know helped bring you to where you're at. And you just heard him share about what has saved his life and made him a father who tries to show up, a working person, someone who's there for other people in service work and sponsoring, being sponsored. He's like, I want to trade this life for nothing.
Mm-mm.
And he gives all glory to who?
God.
See?
Yes, sir.
No one can take that from someone. And I found a big part of my recovery early on, because I used to, once I had found how this worked for me, I'd go around spot. This is the only way it's going to work. You can't do it no other way. Like, I was real loud about that. And it was somewhere around 3, 4, 5 years, maybe. I started realizing, like, nah, my recovery is me.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're asking me, unless someone comes out and asks, hey, Tim, what do you think about it's only my opinion.
Right.
I can tell you about my experience.
About me.
Yes. But I used to try to push this on you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah.
I could tell you about me.
Yes.
But I'm not going to listen too much about you if you're trying to diss my guy.
and think about what you're saying. If you're trying to diss the thing that saved me, that got me what I have today. So it's like, you can either respect that or keep it moving.
Right.
I'm not asking you to have to see it my way, but I'm going to ask you politely a few times to not disrespect it, which I can respect.
I've had some accidents in my life. I've been in some pows of my life, and I'm still here.
Yeah. What kept you? Why are you here?
God. That's the only reason. And I believe so much. It's like, so I told my sponsor this when we met on Monday. So whatever I went through from born, God had me all the way. I'm sitting right here, healthy and in my right mind, talking to Tim today. no matter how scared you was or however. So and that helps me moving forward. It's like, well, if you had me all that time, I know what you finna do now. You know, and when people say, "Oh, I," you should change that. Stop that. I know you're talking about yourself, but stop saying "I."
No. Well,
It's just me. I can't make people do whatever. That's their story. That's their story. But
I also got to that point where I wanted what someone else had. So I had to do what someone else did or attempt to. I knew I couldn't have their experience, but if I wanted anything near what I was looking at, I better get comfortable with trying something else. Whatever the case was. I don't know. I can respect what someone else thinks, feels, believes, but I don't have to take that on. There's all these things that this has given me in order to see other things. What's been the biggest hurdle for you in recovery that you can think about? Since you walked in those doors that Monday at New Hope, like what was if it's early recovery, whatever, the biggest hurdle you can recall?
Yeah, the first few months.
Just what were you having? Like, I want to drink. I want to.
No, not even drinking. It was more the marijuana and cigarettes, and my wife still drinks.
Right.
And
but she's not an alcoholic like you.
She drinks.
Right.
And our friends drinks, but I like at first, like the first 3-4 months. Oh, I was Mr. AA. Baby, you can't do that. You know, look, I'll leave books on the table. Like, just read this. And look what I learned today. And I learned like, hey, when I was out there, couldn't nobody tell me when it was.
Dave was probably good about reminding you this stuff.
It was like, couldn't nobody tell me when it was my turn to walk through the door. So, like I tell her now, hey, enjoy, have some fun,
right? If you can, go do you. That's why I think sponsorship is real important. I've got multiple stories that talk about why, for me, having someone, and not always a sponsorship, just someone else who came before me or someone else who's got some experience they can share about. And Dave's one of those guys for me. Like he laid down some information about with my family. Like, I don't know if it was right out of Al-Anon or what, but because I had got clean, my family don't owe me shit.
Right.
Because I decided to stop living like shit. Like, they shouldn't have to cater to me. I was the one who started effing up, and I'm the one who decided to stop effing up. They don't owe me no pats on the back for it. But he was good about it. They don't owe you shit for stop shooting heroin. Oh, good job. You're not doing drugs no more. Right. Oh, you're not smoking crack. Oh, good job. You weren't supposed to do this. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. So, what do you say when someone walks through them doors and you're like, man, I'm brand new here and I'm struggling. I just want to have a drink. What do you say?
Like, welcome to New Hope and grab some coffee.
Yeah.
I love New Hope. I know I should start branching out to see other places, but that's my cheers. Hey. When you walk in the door, people are like, hey.
I like that.
You know,
people know your name.
Yeah, that's my clubhouse.
Right. So that's the home crew.
I'd be at home. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to the club. Everybody know I'm going to a meeting or something. But
hey, and that's
my spot.
I like that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
got one kid comes in. He came from the streets. He's like, I be getting this recovery by the gram.
Hey,
and listen, it's like cheers. I like that. Yeah. And that's the truth. I walk in the spot, people know my name. Yeah, and it feels good. I was sharing about that in the promo. If you heard it, it was like a big part for me was once I realized like I'm not. And it's not, I shared it the wrong way at a meeting a few days ago where I'm like, I'm not that special and I'm not that unique. I walked in these doors and thought you guys didn't understand me. You didn't get high. You didn't live the way. And I realized like I'm not alone. I'm not that special, meaning like other people got messed up as I did, and some more, some less, whatever. But then someone took it the wrong way, like we are special people and this and that. I was like, that's not what I was saying. Right. But whatever the case,
what's that?
We get into the fun part of it.
Okay.
On that, I mean, we're gonna have a little wrap. We're getting near the end here. Yeah, we went 1.5 hours on it so far.
No rush.
Blink of an eye. So like we will get to like some wrap, like if you want to put a cherry on the top of some stuff we shared about, but on anything like where we're at before we I'm taking a hard left on these next sets of things. Anything you want to add to what we've already kind of shared about? You get an opportunity to kind of wrap up statement stuff too if you want.
Okay. Right now?
Yeah. Anything you want to add on just what we just kind of shared about, or anything before I kind of take us off to fun land?
No, it's just if you don't know God, get to know him.
If you don't know God, get to know him.
And health is wealth.
I like that. Health is wealth. And I like how you said that. Like, money don't mean shit if I'm sitting here dying of cancer right now.
Right.
All right, pick a number 1 through 80.
72.
72. If you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, if you could have dinner with any 2 people living or dead, who would it be?
It would be
Anyone.
I know one. It would be my dad and my cousin Jerome.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
Pick another number 1 through 50.
10.
10. If you could visit any place in the world, where would you choose to go?
I want to really go to Boston. I don't know why.
Boston.
I want to go to Boston. I love the way they talk. I don't know. I keep telling my wife, I'll be like, let's go to Boston. She's like, let's go to Boston.
I went there. With
I've
my
never
brother.
been to Boston, so I want to go there.
If you could instantly be an expert in any subject, what would it be?
AI.
Damn, that's good. You're right. Damn, with all this coming, yes. The zombie apocalypse is coming. Who do you want with you?
I don't know, but I hope they're from up north because I know they got some guns.
If you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would that meal be?
Pizza.
Nice. I love pizza.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you could have any superpower, what would your superpower be?
Let's see. I got any superpower. What is that where you can go through walls?
Teleportation?
Yeah, that.
Teleportation.
Mm-hmm.
Zavon, the name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude.
My gratitude, I'm so thankful I walked through the doors of AA March 14th, 2022 and stuck with it. AA, like God brought me to AA, but AA brought me closer to my God. Like I said, God was always there. It was me out.
Right.
Thinking I was putting that I in front of everything, thinking it was me. You got to let that I go and real get it. I know I'm not saying you got to go to church. I'm not saying you could have church at your house. Give God his time. Pray. You don't have to go anywhere to pray. You could be standing up and you could be doing anything and pray, thank you, Lord. Or it's simple. There ain't gotta be no long hour prayer like you hear in church and all of that stuff. But that's my gratitude. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God that so I look at life like the movie called The Butterfly Effect.
Come on.
Every time they turn the page, you're going through a different thing, right? Like you're going through a different phase in your life. I don't want this page to turn. I'm like, I done burned the book already, so we can't turn no more pages. So this is the life. All the things I ever did in life, from selling drugs to working to doing this and doing that, running the streets, whatever I did, it ain't never been as good.
Huh.
I'll tell that. I'll say that screaming off the top of this
This is the best life period of
I've
your
ever
life.
lived.
Of your life.
Of my life.
Right.
Yes.
That's, you know what?
Yes. And I'm dead.
Right though? Like, well, Devon, I really do appreciate you coming on. Sorry about the technical BS early on.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. The last thing I always ask is like, would you be willing to come back on solo or with someone else again?
Sure. I was gonna invite Greg, but I told
Shut
him,
up.
I told him no. Well, next
You
time.
hijack. You know you'd have hijacked the majority.
So
I love Greg.
next time
Would
we'll
you
come.
two- yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna get you guys rescheduled on. It'll probably be 2-3 months,
Okay.
but we'll get the both of you on. I think that'd be good. I
Right.
love
He'll remember some things.
Right,
And
and
then
that'll
yeah.
open the door. No, I think that'd be great, and already getting good feedback on this. So, and I know with him, we have great feedback, and I want to talk to him about some.
Right.
So all is good. Like, yes, Michelle, or I'm sorry, Michael. Oh my gosh, God is good.
Yes, sir.
God is good.
Mhm.
A lot of people piped in on this, and everyone who did pipe in, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry about the technical stuff. Hey, it wouldn't be attitude for gratitude if we weren't having technical issues. Other than that,
We're a technical issue.
we are the technical issue. Yes, that's right. Here we go. So let me look at you guys real quick. If you're struggling tonight, if you're going through it, if you're having some self-harm thoughts, whatever, you can dial 988. That's a suicide hotline, and I did call it to kind of because I was pumping it up for so long, and I never even called it to find out what it's about. You can just call and talk to somebody if you're going through it. If you're looking for a meeting, you can dial Intergroup. I got the number on here. My number's on here if you need to reach out. Otherwise, like, come on. Tonight, they're going to be doing the karaoke. Big O started the recovery okie, and it's been, if you're, like I said last week, if you're in Duluth, you can leave right now and still make it down here for a couple hours of karaoke. They go till like midnight down here. It's a blast. They have fun in recovery down here. 4026 Washington Avenue North. Thank you, everybody who tuned in, and we'll see you next week with Rick and Misty talking step. I think we're on step 11 or step 12. You're going to tune in and find out. Zvon, thank you again. And everyone out there, we love you. Remember, Gopher State's going on this weekend too. So go check it out down there at the Doubletree.
Yep. And
Yeah, Bloomington Doubletree. It's $30, but no one's turned away. You can go do greeting. Welcome people. If you can't afford it, if you can't afford it, call me. I'll help you with the entry fee. Zavon just made a donation too, so like he'll help with it too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see it.
Last but not least,
hang on.
A to Z Construction and Masonry.
Wait. We gotta get you back on camera. Talk about it.
A to Z Construction and Masonry. If you need any concrete masonry or basically anything, give us a
Driveway,
call.
sidewalks,
Driveways, sidewalks,
patios,
steps, chimneys, face of a house, all types of stuff. Give us a call at 952-484-9920.
Hang on. I'm gonna put it in the links too.
Throw my website up there.
Is it A2 the like spell it?
ATOZ Construction, the and sign, and Masonry. MASONRY.
MASONRY.
Mm-hmm.
Phone number?
952-484-9920.
And you ain't gonna have some drunks out there doing concrete in your yard.
No.
You looking at the owner right here.
Yes.
We got A to Z Construction and Masonry. 952-484-9920. Free bids.
Free bids.
All right.
Yes.
Boom. We got you linked up. We'll talk to you guys next weekend. Love you.